Hi, my name is Claire Bowman, and I'm a senior elementary and early childhood major at North Greenville University, and I'm about to begin my student teaching experience. I'm very excited about this and also very, very nervous. Thankfully, I have been able to spend this past fall semester at the school that I'll be doing my student teaching at. I'm currently at Duncan Elementary School with Anna Robinson in a third grade classroom. And this past semester I've been going for 2 days each week and staying all day long when I went, which has been really great because it's allowed me to go ahead and start building the fundamental relationship with the students and with Miss Robinson as well. But I am very excited to see how it's going to feel different when I'm not just there for 2 days a week and when I'm there for all day, every day. That's something that I've wanted because it's always felt like I was trying to fill in the gaps from the days that I wasn't there to the days that I was. So I'm very excited to get that full experience. The purpose of this video is to talk about the expectations that I have for the classroom environment, specifically regarding general expectations, managing student behavior, environment, and the respectful culture in the classroom. Starting with just general expectations, because I already know my students, I feel like I have a good idea of what it's going to be like. But just some things that I expect within my classroom, there is not necessarily a behavior management system like a clip up, clip down chart or anything like that. Ms. Robinson really just has a great rapport with the students to where they know that she's going to follow through with what she says, and one of her rules is that they follow expectations and instructions the first time that they are given, and I think that's a really great standard to hold them up to because it holds them accountable. So things like that are things that I'm trying to keep in mind as I go into student teaching, where I will be taking on that role of teacher a little bit more or a lot more than I have previously, knowing that there's not a clip up, clip down chart that I can rely on. If there's a misbehavior, it's making me think, okay, how can I make the students understand that when I say something, I mean it, and that I also need to be consistent. That's something that I expect, that I'll need to be consistent with what I do and what I say. That way the students know what to expect of me and that they can be responsible for what I expect of them, if that makes sense. This leads into managing student behavior. I feel like I will have to have that consistent standard, and I feel like the students have a good relationship with me, so I expect that they'll be pretty compliant and that they'll respect me and treat me just like they would treat Miss Robinson, within reason, because obviously they've been with her a lot longer, so there is a different relationship. But based on the relationship that I built with them in my time already, I feel like they will listen to me and that they'll respect me and that they'll have to be redirected because they are third graders and you can't expect them to always be on top of things, but I do feel like they'll be pretty well as far as following directions and instructions and keeping up with the expectations that Miss Robinson has already set forth in the classroom. As far as the environment, I've always felt very comfortable at Duncan, and I think that I'll feel the same way when I'm there all day, every day. Again, I'm very excited to be there all day and get the full spectrum of an entire week in a school and to not have those gaps. I'm really excited to feel what it's like to experience a Monday because I've never experienced a Monday. I was always there on Tuesday, Thursday. So I'm excited about that, and I do feel comfortable, and I feel like I'll continue to feel that way throughout my student teaching experience. And I also see that the class functions well together, so I expect that the environment with the students and how they feel with each other will be very comfortable as well. It seems to be a really great group to where they encourage one another and they help each other and they work well together. Obviously there are some students who, when you're doing group work, you try and keep them separate because they just have a hard time staying on task, and so I expect to see those show themselves whenever I'm doing group work. So I expect that I'll need to be intentional with how I place my students together, but overall I feel like they'll have a comfortable working environment with each other. And this leads into the respectful culture. The classroom is very sweet and they're very kind and respectful. We have one student who can be a little big for his britches, as some might say, so he tends to want to talk back with the teacher, so I do have expectations for that, and I'm trying to go ahead and remind myself of how I need to be as a teacher, and that I need to not take anything personally and to respect him, because if I don't respect him, then how's he going to respect me? But I also need to be firm and consistent and make sure that I am being clear and that I'm holding my authority as a teacher, because the ship will crash if somebody else tries to take control. So I am expecting to have to really, really be on top of that and to be encouraging and to try and get ahead of any bad behavior that might come from this particular student, maybe giving him responsibility, things like that. So I'm imagining that for the rest of the class it will be a respectful culture. And I'm really excited. I know I've kind of rambled. This is a lot to think about. It's really, really exciting, but very overwhelming to be going into student teaching, but I'm very excited for it.